Greetings in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, King Alpha, I Divine Mother Empress Menen Queen Omega, and I the children of Jah Rastafari, representing for the Ang Nation family. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in I sight, O Jah. Greetings once and one. Once again, give thanks for lending ear so I can articulate Rastafari. Before I go into the reasoning, I must first and foremost give acknowledgement to the ones and ones that were lend ear to I word sound, and I give I the strength to continue upon this mission here. Now, it's been a little minute now, but nonetheless, when I forward in, I always try to present sounds that are worthy and to uplift I tried as Rastafari children. And mainly when I come on this space here, to keep the knowledge of Rastafari through the lens of Rastafari. And also the young lion them. Because them say the youths are the future, the children are the future. So I want them for overs. I tried of Rastafari in fullness. Now, let me now, it is now 133 years since the manifestation of I Divine, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Jah Rastafari, the elders Leonard Howell, Robert Hines, Archibald Dunkley, and Joseph Iberts all declare it so. And I, the children, proclaim it. Black monotheism, one black God, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Jah Rastafari without apology. Now, the elders use their Bible and show them His Imperial Majesty is Christ in His kingly character. And the new name is Jah Rastafari, according to Revelation 3:11-13, the new name. Likewise, I utilize the Kebra Nagas to support this claim. Re the Davidic Solomonic lineage, re Makeda and her son Menelik I. This is foundational Rastafari, black monotheism, one black God, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, along with I colors of red, green, and gold. Red is for the blood, green is for the land. I apostolate, red equal man, green equal womb of man, what we call woman, gold equal the children, equal life continuance, the divine black family, the whole family. All right. Now, from 1930 until currently, I observe ones and ones, divide up the trad with their houses and mansions, change I colors from red, green, and gold to Ethiopian green, yellow, red, or red, gold, green. Even though I declare the king and Ethiopia, Rastafari is unique to I struggle in the diaspora. Ethiopia have their own cultural diversity, unique to them. Above all, I see slaves trying to erase the king out of Rastafari, saying Rastafari got nothing to do with Haile Selassie the First. Haile Selassie is a great man and a great king, but he is no God. My question to those, how can you claim Rastafari but trying to deny your divine foundation? Then again, a slave can only obey. A slave cannot create. Only God create. This why I Rastafari can declare His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First as I and I Black God, Jah Rastafari, Black Monotheism. Yes, ones and ones. No, like me mentioned earlier, 133 years now since the manifestation of the King, and I and I, like I say, I and I observe, and in retrospect, there's one of the title where them give in the coronation when them give the King light of the world, and I go lay a foundation upon that title there, in relation to I and I. Now, the King for I and I is the light of I and I world. I and I don't really care what no one else wants to say about. Through the lens of Rastafari, we go reason, I and I go present through the lens of Rastafari how I and I see the King and why the King is the light of the world. And foundation is important. And sometimes I and I have to walk it. So ones and ones can see or overs the fullness of Rastafari. Now, 1930, November 2nd, the King get crowned. And this little man from Ethiopia, the global world, the media from all over the world put a spotlight and the light shine upon this little man here. I in the diaspora has never seen such a sight. A black man being broadcast and Europeans pay homage. Whether you want to say them bow or whatever you want to say, pay homage to the King. I in the diaspora has never seen such a thing. And this is how the elders them, based on Marcus Garvey teachings, declare the King. Now, why the King is the light of the world to I and I? Him works. Now, we see this black man defy all odds. Everything that the European world plot and instigate, both overt and covert against the King was always strategic. Now, it's not just Jamaicans alone identify the King. You have ones and ones in the world really see the King as a great one and a symbol of liberation. And this is how the 1945 Pan-Africanist, the 5th Pan-African Conference in Manchester, England, most of the speaking point was around Ethiopia and the King. And our great teachers, and some of them have the title of leaders. You have the W.E. Du Bois. You have the Amy Ashford Garvey, Marcus Garvey wife. You have George Padmore out of Trinidad that. And you have T. Ross McConnell out of Guyana. Pan-Africanists. All of these people are Pan-Africanists. And many more ones and ones that was there. Now, the King was not present at the time because ones and ones have to keep in mind that 1945 is only 4 years from 1941, May 5th. And that's when the King regained sovereignty of Ethiopia and the liberation of Ethiopia from Italian aggression. So therefore, enough ones and ones, I've heard them talk about so the King never got the Pan-Africanist conference, and enough ones of them used as propaganda against the King. Now I want to ask ones and ones. 1941 to 1945 are 4 years. Now, if any ones and ones have any kind of analytical sense or have the ability to think, they ask the question. The devastation, the bombing, the destruction of Ethiopia received from the Italian invasion, you think His Majesty could have went to the Pan-African, the fifth Pan-Africanist conference in England, Manchester? Uno no feel like so the king would be busy trying to build back him country. Now, this is what, when ones and ones come, and this is for the youths them, you see, when ones and ones come with these kind of arguments, it is important to have knowledge. It's important to have information. So when you can run them way, with them fallacious argument, them fool argument. Because that's what one of the propagandist tools them use against the king, to discredit the king in an iron side. Because when 1930 come, all of the European world them recognize the impact of the king on all of them black citizens. I and the diaspora, or I and I react to the coronation of the king. And not only to the coronation of the king, or I and I react to the Italian invasion. Black people in the diaspora get busy. Some of I and I even went. The veterans from World War I went and fight for the preservation of Ethiopia. The RML fighters. You know what I mean? These ones and ones from all over the world, all over the diaspora, go Ethiopia, go fight. Even when, like especially in America, them black Americans from going to fight for Ethiopia. But nonetheless, some of them went, because when there's a will, there's a way. And they went and they fought for Ethiopia as pilots and engineers too. Now, like I say again, but just to highlight the meaning of the king to I and the diaspora. And when I read articulate about the king, we're gonna leave the religious, because the elder Rastas them and the biblical Rast them deal with that part, but we just look on the king as a light unto I and I. Like I say, light of the world. We are look on the king from that perspective, and a reason upon the king and why I and I declare the king as who the king is I and I divine. And the reason why the king is I and I divine, because I and I say so. I and I don't need no explanation about the king. And I and I already declare these sounds over and over. But nonetheless, we are reason now within light of the world. Now,